My mother-in-law called me a servant for 7 years. Then one day, she showed up at my door crying and begging for my signature. I still remember the first time she said it in front of her guests, smiling like it was a joke. She's practically the help, she laughed, while handing me dirty plates from the table. Everyone laughed with her. Even my husband stayed silent. That silence hurt more than anything she said. Because in that moment, I understood something important. I wasn't seen as family in this house. I was seen as useful, only when convenient. For years, it continued like that. I cooked their meals, cleaned their home, and smiled through every insult disguised as a joke. My father-in-law would comment on how I should be grateful for marrying into wealth. My husband would tell me to ignore them, but never once stopped them. I kept telling myself it would change. That respect would come with time. But respect never came. Only more humiliation. Then everything changed the day I received a call from a law firm. An elderly client I once helped during my early legal career had passed away. I had almost forgotten about him. But in his will, he left me a significant portion of his investment shares. I didn't understand the full impact at first. I just knew it was tied to a large corporate holding group. I had no idea that group was the same empire my in-laws had built their entire wealth on. I didn't say anything. I kept living quietly in their house, watching them treat me the same way. But now something inside me had shifted. I wasn't angry anymore. I was aware. Months later, I started noticing changes. My in-laws' company was struggling. Bad investments. Growing debt. Panic behind closed doors. Then one evening, my husband came home looking stressed for the first time in years. He didn't insult me. He just sat down and said nothing. A week later, my father-in-law received a notice. A major financial restructuring required approval from all significant shareholders, including me. That was the first time I saw fear in their house. The next morning, my mother-in-law knocked on my bedroom door instead of calling me from the kitchen. Her voice was different. Softer. Careful. For the first time in 7 years, she asked me to join breakfast instead of serve it. And then came the day she arrived at my door. Not smiling. Not commanding. Crying. She held the document in shaking hands. Please, she said, we need your signature. Without it, everything collapses. I looked at her for a long moment. The same woman who once called me a servant now couldn't even meet my eyes. Behind her stood my father-in-law and my husband, both silent. Waiting. I took the papers slowly. Not because I was unsure, but because I wanted them to feel the weight of the moment. You spent 7 years, I said quietly, treating me like I didn't matter. My mother-in-law started crying harder. I continued, calm and steady. Now you've come to me because I'm the only thing standing between you and losing everything. The room went silent. Then I set the papers down. I'll sign, I said. Relief hit their faces instantly. But I wasn't finished. After every single person in this family writes a formal apology for the way I was treated. Silence again. The same silence I once endured at their dinner table now belonged to them. And for the first time in 7 years, I finally understood what power sounded like.